Welcome to Fireteam Chat, IGN's Destiny show. Sorry, Guardians, but this is the last time you'll see us in this room. Our appearance will carry over to Destiny 2, but not the room. Joining me today, Bram Mirabella.
Hey, Guardians.
CJ Gibson.
What's going on?
And we have a ton of news to talk about. We're going to talk about the Age of Triumph reveal, what's going to happen with your character moving forward into Destiny 2. So let's get started right away. Age of Triumph. Bungie says this is a new event coming this spring. It's going to be revealed next Wednesday, March 7th. So let's just read what the blog post said.
I know, the floodgates.
Aetas Triumphi.
It's coming.
In Latin, as they've noted.
We're calling it Age of Triumph, and we intend for it to be a fun, memorable celebration that will bring the first major chapter of our Destiny adventures to a fitting close, CJ. We'll look back upon the 3 incredible years we've shared as a community and look ahead to some final challenges and rewards that await you in the weeks ahead. So they don't really say what it's going to be, but the internet is full of detectives who think they've cracked the case.
Indeed. I would also point out that they say the 3 years we've shared, which would end
2 and a little bit.
Well, would end in September.
Yes.
Yeah.
So launch date confirmed because they can't do any more than 3 years. Or it'll be more than. I'm just kidding.
I think they're going to
Roughly
launch this spring.
Oh,
yeah.
Well,
so,
for Age of Triumph. No, I was joking about
for
Destiny
Age of
2,
Triumph,
obviously.
Yeah.
So the final live event for Destiny 1. Twitter is guessing that it's updated raids because the 3 raid logos can be seen in the crest.
Yeah.
That was from Unknown Player, I believe,
Yep.
on Twitter. The entrance to the Vault of Glass is showcased in one of the images. A hunter is showing wearing new gear in what could be Vault of Glass.
Yeah, it basically looks like Vault of Glass.
Yeah.
It could be a strike as well, but it's very Vault of Glassy. You can see in the background.
Glassy.
You can see the actual, whatever those weird walls are in Vault.
And we've been all asking for this for so long. It's
Definitely,
like, make
definitely.
this happen.
I would be stoked if that's what it was. The final thing was they showed a bunch of logos about what's going to be updated. It included multiplayer, daily story, strike playlist, nightfall, and challenge of the elders. So that's awesome.
And the raid. The raid in
Sorry,
too.
most importantly, the raid logo was on there. So
Yeah, like everything.
this would be awesome if they're updating the raids.
Yeah, I mean, again, we don't know anything about it. It's called these weekly rituals, but it's got a logo for basically everything from strike playlist to crucible to daily to nightfall, but it's got raid in there. And, I think that's the point here. Paired with this Aetas Triumphi, the Age of Triumph, crests they made. You can see Crota's End with the swords, Vault with the big Vault
triangle
of Glass, and then Taken King with all the
Nailed
Taken
it,
King
friend.
logos.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was
then
like,
maybe-
well, from really far away, I'm like, wait, there's ships. No,
There is
glasses.
a Foursquare.
The Mark of Oryx
I mean,
there or whatever.
Siva, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was wondering
Less
if that
pronounced.
Wrath of the Machines is still going to be included because there is that fourth space in there.
So
Well,
here's
what
the
really gives it
question.
away is the giant guy standing
there's
in front of
that.
the Vault of Glass door.
Yeah.
Do you think they'll go back to Vault of Glass and do something?
Maybe.
I don't know.
Do you think there would be a light level increase as well, or just bringing everything up to current light levels?
I don't know.
I don't. I mean, I think that I don't know. Maybe like it just feels like this is more about getting a bunch of stuff, marking a bunch of stuff, claiming what's yours. Like what? Well, what would you do with a light increase? Meaning, like, we're going to earn gear. How does that? Do we need a light increase above where we're at? I mean,
I think so, because that's the piece of the puzzle that everybody does in the first few weeks. You're chasing that new light level. I mean, it's an incentive to do that to get the gear. I mean, I didn't do that as much this time around because it hit the light level so quickly. So, I mean, the raids coming back is great. New light level increase, that'd be awesome too.
Yeah, but it's like they already have to decide whether or not these old raids bring up a light level. Because it might just be things to do, right? Who said that you're going to, like, get some new... Everybody's thinking, I'm going to get my Vex and my Fatebringer out of, and my Pocket Infinity out of the Vault, right? And I'm going to get my old weapons back, and we don't know any of that yet.
No.
It could literally be, go there, and there's a new challenge. I don't know.
What if? What if
There we go.
they increase it to 500 light level? Just a nice round number, 500, and they're like, everything's updated. You can play the whole game again.
That'd be cool.
Do all the missions. There's going to be new daily rewards, a whole new armor set. We're increasing the vault space so you have space for that stuff.
Oh, that's number one. That needs to happen.
Yeah.
It has
sure.
to if there's more gear.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Well, if it is raid stuff, I think the thought process would probably be like delete all your old raid stuff and then get the new ones. But I was
Yeah.
thinking about that. Like, would you be willing to delete all that stuff that you work for? I can't do it.
Oh, I still have a year one Galahorn.
If I'm replacing it, yeah.
It took me a year to get full sets.
Oh,
a
yeah.
year.
Yeah, yeah.
To get
Well,
full sets.
But
on
you
all my
wouldn't
tubes.
you wouldn't delete it until you got the new
Exactly,
version of it.
yeah.
But
Yeah,
still, I
but
know what you're
I
saying.
need that space today.
I know.
To have space for the new gear.
Yes.
Before I delete the old stuff. I hope they do like kiosks or something.
Item
if it is a
management.
raid thing.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, remember though, they said they were working on ideas and the vault
Mm-hmm.
in general, so it is their last chance. It seems
Yeah.
really right with this sandbox update. So
Yeah.
I'm hoping we will hear that, even if it's a minor thing. I think they've probably figured out a way to do it with low impact, even if it's just like a nice gimme. But yeah, I don't know if at this, it's like now looking at the reality of like we're coming to a close.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that's what I was thinking about with light level. Like I would love that, by the way. I would love if there was a 500 to chase. It's a reason.
It's
to play.
100. It would be a significant
Yeah, but
increase.
that's cool,
Balances
though.
everybody out at a nice round number.
But I'm also thinking though, I'm like, what does it matter at this point? We're so close
It
to
just
the next
gives you
one.
it gives you something to chase.
It's
you
hard
know,
But I don't
something
want to
do
chase light
until
level.
September.
Is my point. Like light level is not the issue unless it is
but-
keeping me from beating some new thing or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning, in other words, it's such a vanity thing. I like it, I do. But for me, it's going to come down to if I'm going to be checking all these freaking boxes. Yeah, it's totally what do I get? And so, in other words, right,
you would
the gear
rather
has
not
to be cool.
have a light level increase.
No,
Anyway.
I'm saying.
Brent,
that
is this because
that
you
is-
just don't want to spend the time grinding, though?
Yeah, that too. But my
well,
point
I mean,
is.
that's you. What about all the players who
Okay, but let
are
me-
hungry for a reason to
But
come
let me
back?
finish my point and ask the question. Which do you care about more, light level or the gear you're getting?
Things that give me incentive to continue to play Destiny 1
dodging
through
the question.
September.
If you have
No,
to
that's
choose-
what I care about the most. And if it's a
What is
multi-
more of an incentive?
You can't say one or the other. Would you rather have guns or armor, Fran?
No, I can choose guns.
I can play the same game.
I'm giving you my choice.
Okay.
Says the
I don't
tower
make that
casual
choice.
Do you
guy?
want steak
No
or chicken,
way.
Destiny?
I want both.
No, man. This is the
When I
wedding.
go to a restaurant,
No,
I order
no.
coffee, a soda, a water, and a tea.
Want it
because
all.
I like a lot of drinks.
I'm just trying to make the. I don't know why this is just me. It feels like you're just arguing for the sake of it.
No way.
I'm saying, yeah. When does
Me?
that happen? But
Fran and Destin
I'm just
arguing.
saying. Again, I think what's really important for us is that that picture on new gear. I think we're going to talk
Yeah.
about it. That's what I want. I can chase some awesome new look, but I also would love to get whether it's a 400 or 500 Fatebringer that I can use out there in trials.
Yep.
I probably won't, but I just the concept of being able
That I
to would be
could.
nice. You get my point, right?
I
care less
think
about the light
so.
level itself is my point. I want the gear. And right now, whether it's 400 or 500, it doesn't matter. It's
Okay.
that
So
I'm
you-
getting a sweet new Prey
So
that's
you
timepiece.
just get the gear, but it's all still 400.
Right. You just want it at the
I don't think they're
going to
do that.
Light.
There will be a light level increase.
And again, it's not what I want. I'm just saying what's important to me is the drop itself.
What if it was
Right.
450?
I always
What'll
thought
you give me here, Fran?
Yeah, I always thought-
425.
they were going to make it to 500. That was my prediction
Yeah.
a long, long time ago when we started, I think, before Wrath even. Maybe it was around, Rise of Iron, but I was like, this will take us to 500. Like
Yeah.
a couple drops, a couple updates. I think I had, at some point, thought we were going to get to 450 before 500 or whatever.
They,
but
they are literally
been so
updating
quiet.
across the board every single thing. Multiplayer, story, strikes, Nightfall, Challenge of the Elders, and the raid. I would not be surprised if it's a 500 light level increase. We have events coming up. On March 7th is the reveal of Moments of or Age of Triumph. Rituals, I don't know what that means, but that'll be on March 14th. And then Sandbox on March 21st. Let's talk about some of the gear you could get and skip over the light level thought. But we have this picture of a hunter standing in what we think is
Yeah.
the Vault of
That
Glass
sounds
/area.
cool.
He has like a robot leg
He's
slash
got, like, one
human leg
Vex
going
leg.
on. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's cool. And then
is
like
cool.
a robot arm also. I really like it.
Yeah, I love the look. This looks, it was kind of what I was getting at is like, they might be bringing us into this, moment of glory where it's going to be really, that's my hope is, really decked out. Like, holy crap, you've come this far, and now you're wearing this, like, amazing Triumph gear.
Yeah.
And I think that's what it's about. This stuff looks cool. It's got the ornamentation, so to speak. You
Yeah.
know, it's got those little, like, light scales on it. And then, it's got, like, this half leg, robot leg as well, arm. I'm sure there's story implications there. I don't know
Yeah.
what that means.
The hunter gear always has those, like the Hankara grasps and all those things. They always have that one side that's kind of prominent.
Right, like bones and stuff.
bones.
But
It's
It's
the same
hard.
thing, yeah.
It's hard to make out, but its helmet looks really cool. The cloak looks different.
Yeah.
I don't think that's the Ahamkara spine.
No,
it's
but I'm
different.
saying
it's
it's
robotic
like that.
looking
Yeah.
or something.
It's inspired by
It's
the
cool.
Yeah.
It looks
I'm
awesome.
really excited about this.
Oh no! When I
gear.
saw that
It's
photo,
really
I'm like, "That's what I want."
Yeah.
Definitely.
And Hunter was my main in year 3, so I'm extra excited to play and be working towards something like this.
We've all kind of migrated toward hunters now, you know. So,
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
you've
good
rolled a
class.
hunter, right, Fran?
It's good class.
That's right. I love Hunter in PvP.
Yeah, good.
Fran will never know what it's like to be a Titan.
That's not true. I'll probably
You're gonna roll a Titan?
I need my Triumph gear for a Titan. So
You heard it here, folks.
That's right.
You know what you need to do? You can't delete any of your characters. You just got to start a new account and just like call it
Yeah, on the
FN4.
Xbox, I'll do
Yeah,
Titan on
exactly.
Xbox,
Yeah,
exactly.
and just have a Titan experience.
That actually wouldn't be bad. I could just, but no.
That makes more sense.
I did want to ask, do you guys think that basically? So this is a little bit of what I was getting at. Like, fine, if you want 500 light gear from
Yes.
Vault, cool. But this is what I want. So do you think
Gear.
basically there's going to be this one set of gear that you're fighting towards?
Yep,
Same
just
way?
the
Yeah.
Hunter set. No, just kidding.
But in
No.
other
Hunters
words,
only.
do you think this is like a special Vault set, and there will be a Crota's set? Like,
Oh my God.
Is that what's going on here? Or do you think this is one set to rule them all?
I think this is one new set that you'll be able to acquire by doing maybe all the raids, if it is a raid thing.
Oh,
But then why has he got a Vex leg?
Okay. So I think that's
I mean,
a good
all
point.
they've showed is Vault, though. Maybe it's just a Vault update.
No,
That's
I would
a
say
possibility, but then when you go back to the crest, where the rituals seem to be
Yeah.
indicating,
What
you
if
gotta
it's
go
what
back.
if it's nothing to do with the raids?
Yeah, what if it isn't?
I think there's probably maybe something to do with each one. So maybe one type for the raid if you do them all, one
challenge
type
mix.
for prison, and then one for trials, and then one for Iron Banner.
What
Almost
if
kinda
it's
like
the
what it is
Cabal
now.
leak from months ago?
Where people thought that was for the tower invasion and all that?
Yeah. What if
but
it's a
what would that
Cabal
mean?
thing? Well, like Cabal are highly militarized, but like he looks almost robotic. So
No, he's very vexed.
I'm just trying to play devil's
We're all
advocate
very excited.
because, like, yeah.
It's a cool look though.
Here's
And
look,
everything's being updated, not just one thing. So
So if you want to go back to what I want, heck yeah, I would love to go back to each raid. Not necessarily Wrath, or I don't think there's much of a reason. But if I go back to these and do, like this one challenge piece or whatever, maybe you got to do the whole thing, but there's one thing that's a new challenge or whatever. But if I could get a set of gear out of those that was unique to each, like imagine for Crota's End, it was this like smoking green, whatever, like each one would be really cool to have a new set of gear that showed you went back and triumphed.
that's really neat.
Yeah, but it may literally just, to your point, be very focused on the Vex storyline here or whatever, and one set of gear, right?
What about the updated ones with like the challenges? Because the old raids never got challenges, right?
Yeah, I know. That's what I was thinking about
It's
it.
tied, could be tied to, or
Well, what do you
who
think?
knows?
Like, yeah, just let's imagine we've talked about it a lot, but at this point in time and looking at what's going on, if we go back to Vault, what do you think they're going to have us do? I mean, it's not, to me, I'm like, it's not
Play
going to be
it
a whole new
again.
raid. There you go.
Yeah.
That's what they normally do. Because
No,
they're
it'll be
working
like-
on a whole new game, by the way. They're not
Yeah.
going to spend a ton of time making a whole new
Never
raid.
lose a plate in the intro. Usually the
Exactly.
challenges aren't the intro. Make sure what's his name can't teleport.
Each
in.
person gets the sword
Yeah.
if you teleport into the room. They can do stuff like that they've incorporated into other raids.
But
Oh,
you think it'll be
everybody
like challenges?
Everybody has to use the block thing
Yes.
on the final boss.
Yeah.
Or nobody can use it twice, so you
Yeah.
have to drop them in 3 runs. There's stuff they could do that's pretty easy for Vault.
Yeah.
But do you think
Crota too.
they'll do all of that, is my question.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't
You
know.
think they'll take,
I think they
they'll
will.
add challenges, it sounds like
We
what
don't
you're
even
saying.
know that
Yeah.
it's raids. I mean,
No, but
Yeah.
I mean, the Vault is sitting there looking at us like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think so, and maybe thinking along the lines of trials, as I seem to do. If you completed all 4 raids, that's then opens a new planet that you land on, and you get this master raid set. Could be
That's
like
cool.
a lighthouse planet.
That'd be really neat. People really miss the lighthouse,
Yeah.
even the cinematic.
It's neat.
Yeah.
Like
The
just when you
cinematic,
fly
I mean.
in, you see
Yeah.
this tress like just waiting there for you. That moment where you're walking down, like that was super cool. Or there's
Should've
actually
thought.
pieces in the lighthouse that are blocked off. Like when you go there and you see like that Vex wall in the
Yeah.
lighthouse. There could be something like that where they could open up maybe another part of that.
yeah, or
Maybe.
the tower, that door and back that they've
Yeah.
never opened.
Yeah,
that
exactly.
everybody
On the
asks
other
about by
side, over
speaker
next to
and
the speaker.
everything.
Yeah.
Could happen.
Maybe.
Yeah.
That would be a good
So-
way to like set up the sequel too.
I was just gonna say, my view is, I guess on all of that, I feel like I'd be surprised if there was that much. I think it's way more likely. That
I
there's-
think it's going to be a
Yeah.
big drop of content,
I think it is too.
I think it'll be
and we're
honorable.
focusing on this much. Of it.
I'm not willing to say it'll be a big piece of content.
Wait. Let's define
Worth
big.
guessing.
I think like quantity of stuff to do big, not like story, not like we're not talking cinematic stuff. We're talking about reinvigorating the pieces of the puzzle that you played Destiny to play, not like a new story, not all.
I
this
think
other
there
stuff.
will be new story elements.
Really?
I'm not saying like cutscenes or anything.
Yeah. Right.
But like robot talking to you.
Yeah, or basic strike stuff.
Yeah.
Another little ship flying in with
Yeah.
a few lines.
Something
of
like
dialogue
that.
at the
I
bottom.
think we might get.
Yeah.
Or if it is raids, like there's a lot they could do there. Maybe in the intro, like. You could go talk to the people and they could just have the text thing.
Yes.
Like there's a lot of lore stuff that they could do with that if that's what it is.
I think they'll
Grimoire in the
pull-
game? Maybe?
No.
You think? No.
No.
Yeah,
Too
yeah.
late for that.
What I was trying to say though, I didn't get to finish the point. Was I think there will only be one set of master gear called the Triumph gear.
Yes,
Yeah.
I don't
think so,
think you'll
too.
get one of each, but I thought that would be cool.
They could
But
also
that's
do
why
it-
I think I was just giving my final opinion. I think that on the Vex, there's something going on with the Vex side of thing. It really seems to be focused on that. I think maybe we're reading too much into the Four Crests and the raid challenges, but it might have to do with this through line with the Vex or whatever.
The fact that it's all the logos makes me think it'll be a book. It'll be something related to the book,
I
and
could
that's
see
how
a
you'll
Triumph.
get that gear.
I could see that for sure. But in other words, I feel like we're gonna end up with this one new set of gear.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're gonna get a new weapon. I doubt it. Right.
And ornamentation on the gear.
Exactly,
as
in the
well.
ornamentation, like
So-
very much like you get out of trials, obviously.
Yeah.
And then otherwise, I think it'll be some raid challenge type stuff, but I don't expect it to be. I actually am not on the other side of like what you're saying. I don't expect like you're almost describing a setup like Rise of Iron. Like it's a new cutscene and there's new strikes. And
I don't think new cutscenes.
Yeah.
I think
In
that's
in
too
other
much.
words, I just
it'd be like 2 cutscenes.
I would just say
Tops,
it's going to be a free update, right? I assume. I wouldn't get your hopes up for a ton of like new content drops and stuff.
But
But I
usually
think they'll
with those free-
maximize on the
Yeah.
volume of what they've got.
Yeah, but we're not talking like story content stuff. We're talking just, quests and strikes and updated missions.
But
all
it'll
that
just
stuff.
be replaying the old stuff. Like,
Yeah,
I mean,
but when you're replaying it, but then it's bringing it up to its current light level for you to do other things. I think that's the
What
thing. That people want to do that kind of stuff. They just want to
don't.
read. Oh, okay.
No, but
Hater.
give me an example. You want to go back to a strike, which you've already played 500 times, and do what? Meaning, what do you think they'll do that's a good enough twist to make you play it again?
The thing is, I know you're a busy guy, Fran, and I hear this often from gamers who are busy that they don't want a lot of options because they'll feel overwhelmed. So that's why I was giving you a hard time about it. I don't want you to come from that place. Like if you really now when you say something like I don't want to go to the same strike and do it 500 more times to get my thing, that makes a little bit more sense to me. You don't want a redundancy loop.
No, what I was asking is, do you guys? I'm just curious if you have your head wrapped around what you're saying. As you were like, oh, there's gonna be so much to do. Can you give me an example of when you go back and play Omnigul Strike? What do you think's going to be different enough to play? Is that what you're thinking
Well,
about?
if there's a record book with an accomplishment associated with me doing this mission allows me to achieve that record or that book node checked off or whatever, I would play the raids again. I would if one of the achievements is get all the raid set gear. Okay. You never know how they could tie it in. So would that make me play all those things again? Yeah, 100%.
Open all the chests on every strike once.
Exactly.
Something like that.
Right, and so that's what I do think it's going to be like. And basically, by the way, that's probably no coincidence that Moments of Triumph, this is Ages of Triumph. I think this could potentially be
Triumph.
Age of Triumph, sorry.
Yeah, singular.
Yes.
Yeah.
But triumph being the word, this is the ultimate triumph. And so yeah, I do expect that book and that checklist. But I don't expect a ton of. My point was I just didn't expect a bunch of changes to the strikes and stuff. It's literally go back.
No.
Are you going to make us fight Skolas again, or is it literally just
2 Skolosses.
do something as a team in the current Challenge of Elders? Like, I do think it's that, but hopefully not too much of that.
What if it's just like start Vault of Glass and kick the crap out of that Minotaur that spawns up top?
Yeah, just one.
You did it. It's your Age of Triumph.
Exactly.
Take off.
There was one more thing I wanted to hit on this topic. CJ, when you read the lines, what was it exactly here?
Final update.
Yes, the final update. You had an actual audible reaction, the final live event for Destiny 1. How do you feel about that? You're worried about trials going away and servers being shut down.
Yeah, I'm going as excited as I am now trying to wrap my mind, Destiny 2 coming this year in 2017, if that happens. So I had like a Halo 2 moment where I was just like, I'll leave Destiny 1 active. Don't take it away from me. And so there's pieces of Destiny 1 that I hope they will continue to support. Obviously, they won't be probably adding gear and all those other things, but I hope, the game needs to stay online for functionality to exist. Like all that stuff.
Like trials,
like PvP and all that stuff. I hope they don't eliminate all that stuff or have like a timer for Destiny 1. I hope it stays.
I don't think they do that.
Yeah, it says, some stuff is remaining accessible to you in Destiny 1, which it is an online game.
Yeah.
So there's got to be some level of support. So, I think we'll get that effect that you even have probably saw with Halo 2, right?
Yeah.
Like, as the new stuff was out, you could still play for, what was it, the next year or two? Or
a few years.
Till it
With
dwindled
Halo 2,
down.
Halo 2 was on for
It was
years.
like till 2010, April. So that was a long
Exactly.
time.
I know. I think they'll absolutely do that. You know, but they're not going to update it is the point.
No, and I get that. But just thinking about now.
I can go play Mass Effect 3 multiplayer right now. So,
Exactly.
yeah.
So thinking
It'll
of
be
those
something like
moments
that.
where, I don't want them to take it offline from a standpoint of all that stuff is baked into it being online. And even thinking of Smash Brothers as an example, right?
That's the first thing I thought
That
of.
community, right? People love Smash Bros. Mainly. Like, that's an old game.
Yeah.
Like, PvP has a certain aesthetic, has a feel, has this flavor to it that I know that people will be excited for Destiny 2, but I hope still we're able to go back and play Destiny 1 for a long, long time.
Talking about 30 frames a second for years, CJ, and how you preferred certain things about it. I know it, and that's what you're attached to.
It is.
Nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, there's that whole thing. I mean, I always joke, will PS4 Pro maybe allow Destiny to run 60 frames per second? I don't know. Maybe in the future, potentially.
No, I think Destiny 2 will be built on a foundation of that.
Probably.
I really hope.
But this is that's another whole conversation. Like, I mean, I'd
Have
get
you seen
crucified
Horizon?
if I said that I would love like Destiny, to only
CJ
stay 30
Gibson
frames
loves
a second.
30 frames per second.
He does, though.
I mean, I do. There's an aesthetic quality of 30.
told
No,
you.
listen, of 30 frames per second. That's kind of cinematic, and it's a familiarity thing. Do I like 60p? 100%. Stop looking at me like that. But I will say they're obviously going to try to hit that number. I would assume. And
Can you tell him it's not going to be his fault?
I know.
It's not your
Listen,
fault.
I love
gonna
Destiny
cry.
1. All right.
We need to get
Anyways.
CJ into therapy.
Okay.
Commenters, please be nice. CJ's Canadian. He's
No,
a nice guy.
stop it.
It's okay that he likes 30. for some
60p
reason.
is awesome. It does change the visual aesthetic of the game. Like,
Yeah,
even
for sure.
thinking, from a raid or all that other stuff. Like,
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, it is a different look to those kind of games. I love 60p games. Destiny in my brain is a 30p game.
Hey,
So
you're right. Those games look better.
They will. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I agree.
Not always.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we can all agree with the point. Like, they need to leave Destiny on to go back to those raids.
Yes.
We paid
Yeah.
for it. It's fun to go back and do that stuff and have that value still. I don't think they're going to suddenly shut it off, so I feel good about
There's
that.
definitely, and this is the last 30p comment, there's definitely an aesthetic that has remained in Destiny where other games.
You know what? Commenters go nuts.
Stop it. Other games that have tried to attain 60p when they've not been able to have sacrificed like quality, art design,
totally.
resolution.
We
and
don't
stuff
live
like
in that world anymore.
No,
we got
but-
the PlayStation 4 Pro. We
We
got
do.
the Scorpio on the way.
And I get that.
yeah.
So I hope there's that level of fidelity that remains because hitting that benchmark of 60p has come with compromises in other games visually that I don't think Bungie will do. I think if they're hitting 60p, they'll still have that great art design that they're known
Yeah,
for.
they definitely.
just
They're
because,
pretty
so.
dang talented.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm not too worried about it. I mean, again, this was a first-gen game. for
Yeah,
them,
it was
like,
available for PS3 and Xbox.
I think you can
360.
get basically easily
Yeah.
the look they have today at 60 with the new engine improvements, and certainly if it's on PS4 Pro and that. But I don't think they're going to have to even worry about that. I think, like you've seen with Titanfall and some other games, people are just rocking, this new architecture,
Yep.
or the architecture they've had a chance to deal with for a long time now.
And that's great. So I do want to reiterate, Destiny 60p would be fine with me. Okay.
Got it.
And I'm fine with 30 too. I agree with there's a certain feeling to it that's nice.
Yeah.
You guys are right. 60's better. That's what we thought. What do you guys think? Let us know in the comments below. Fran, I was really excited when we started the show, and I jumped totally past a really cool thing the three of us are doing together.
Yeah.
We're the bounty on Tuesday.
Yep.
Come
Yeah,
get
that's
some.
Yeah, March 7th. Come get a free emblem from us.
Yeah. You're going to beat us down.
Competitors.
Don't
Yeah.
worry.
You'll
Or
be taking
please
us.
be on our team and carry me
That's right.
specifically.
No.
Then
maybe Fran.
Then
will
nobody
also.
would be getting
Definitely.
Bungie bounties. But
Yeah.
but yeah, no, it's fun. That's cool. I mean, yeah. So there's a bunch of people who've been doing that. I've not actually got the bounty, so I was saying,
I've never got it
Yeah.
either,
Do we get the bounty for?
If our team wins, we do.
I tried to get Datto, by the way. I was actually able to do it. I think I had the day off or whatever it
Okay.
was. I finally got to try it. I just couldn't get it.
Oh.
So
Couldn't beat
let's sum up again how this works if you're not familiar, or even if you are. March 7th, 8 p.m. Pacific time. So you want to log on and check out youtube.com/fireteamchat will be the easiest place to find us. But if you want to, we'll also have it posted on IGN.com. You'll find the story easily within there. And we're going to embed Destin and I's angles in there. So you'll be able to easily view either angle that you want.
You'll see Fran putting on different armors and me playing the game.
I'll play in my tower casuals. What do I care?
I'll be carrying them.
And CJ doesn't know how to stream. So.
I'll be the guy. Oh, stop it. I'm going to show up in Fran's stream.
Yeah, that's right. But we're going to play as a team of 3, and then, we basically are just counting down on stream so you can help try to match in. But you have, it's not science how that works. So you're just going to want to watch us on stream, though, to figure out if you can match in, and then you get that very rare emblem that you've maybe seen. It's a little blue and green kind of flower on gray, but it's super rare.
I seriously am so out of practice with MP. I had to hop in and play it. But I do want to say thank you so much to Bungie for letting us be the bounty, and the community for soon kicking our butts up and down the street, potentially.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's worth saying that there's like, we're IGN, and so there's like, we've been around forever, and we have this Destiny show, and there seem to have been early on, I would say, this split of like, oh, well, you guys are IGN, and you're the pros, but the community is, no, I'm not talking about our performance. I'm saying like from a perception level, I think, we've always had a relationship with Bungie, and so there was like, well, there's the community, and then there's Fireteam Chat and IGN. It's like, no, like, this feels awesome. We're part of the community. We love this game and why we've supported this for so long. And so it feels really good to get this sort of bounty blessing, so to speak, and be like, yeah, you guys are part of the community too. And now you're going to get your asses hunted, basically. So come after us.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's awesome. And we get to do it with the new meta, so we'll see. If you haven't played that much multiplayer yet, Destin, it's
all sidearm and Mida. That's the best.
I'm doing okay with that.
Yeah.
I'm okay with. Well, I'm doing better with the new meta. It's got all kinds of issues. We didn't get to talk about it since we last talked, but just break out your primaries. You'll be fine.
It's rough.
And just have sidearm. That's all.
Yeah. Or icebreaker.
Yeah, definitely. Final topic, guys. So I want to know how both of you feel about the fact that only your appearance is going to carry forward into Destiny 2. So I'm going to read the actual quote. Sequels represent the start of a new adventure for every player, with new worlds to explore, new stories to tell, new powers to acquire, new loot to earn, and much more. This led us to a decision that would enable us to serve both the game and the player's best interests. Destiny 1 power, possessions, and Eververse-related items and currency will not carry forward. Yeah. They will, however, remain accessible to you in Destiny 1.
Possessions is a broad term. I'll say that.
So what is going to move forward is the class, race, gender, face, hair, and marking selections for all characters that have achieved level 20 and completed the Black Garden story mission. Those will carry forward. I don't care. My character looks very basic. I want to make a new one and a new character creator thing in Destiny 2.
You wear your helmet in the tower, probably.
I wear my helmet. I have a robot face. I have a Titan.
So I think it's a nice, it'll be like, you can keep that look and you can boot it up and actually you'll be that character. But I think you're going to have the option to edit it because, first and foremost, I'd be shocked if those were the only editing tools in the new thing.
Yeah.
But I think the point is you'll be able to keep that look, which is very nice of them to make sure to do.
That's cool.
It feels like you're bringing something with you.
Yes.
Well, you will, that you've had for 3 years.
Yeah.
And that's smart. I hate the look of my characters too. But.
I have to add a really important thing. We also plan to award those veteran accounts with honors that reflect your Destiny 1 accomplishments.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's important.
This is the most important thing for me. Is what, for me, when I've heard about all this, I actually have been totally fine with the start fresh. Like, honestly, I cannot carry forward any more gear that I've used all this time. I love it. I really do. I love my Hawkmoon. I love my Plan C. Oh, man. Like, can I even think of a world without Plan C?
Oh, they're all gone, Fran.
And I get it. I don't want to let go. And CJ, I know, does not want to let go. But I'm excited to actually start fresh and have this whole new vocabulary of weaponry. Kind of like we've seen with the legendary weapons, sometimes this new thing comes out. Like when Hawksaw hit and the Hawksaw Vendor was awesome, that became like a really new powerful word. And so I don't want to, there's like hundreds of weapons. Like, let them go and start over. I can't wait to do that. Just to finish the thought, man, the most important thing, and please, Bungie, if you are not doing this, I think it's super important to give reward to the players for the length of time they've been playing, and don't boil it down to just you played the first game. I really think it'd be great to recognize year 3, year 2, year 1 players with a level of tenure, and so I hope to see whether it's different emblems, if I played the first year, the second. I think that's super important because if it, we only have a couple emblems right now, and they only show so much. I'd like that level of detail.
Well, I heard if you play all the content, you are 2 inches taller and solid gold from head to toe.
Yeah, okay.
So,
Nice.
yeah, so that'll be great. No.
But how do you guys feel about that? Like the level of reward? Like, I've been there since the alpha.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be awesome to... They're not going to do that, but you get the idea.
Yeah. I'll say this. I mean, they're saying right now that no weapons are going to carry over. Obviously, some weapons are going to be inspired by previous versions of themselves. And so, listen, you think that all the weapons are never going to make a comeback ever?
No, I didn't say that, but
No,
I think
I know.
inspiration's smart, but I also don't think out of the gate any of them will
No, I don't
represent.
either. But
maybe some Gallhorn inspiration.
Yes, let's not deny the fact that every time this weapon's gone, here it is in year 2, back again. There could be the option of bringing some of them back just later on in 10 years. But yeah, am I upset? No, I mean it was. I needed to process okay, because
in a deep voice too.
Yes, because you thought about it. Yeah, see, I have hoarder problems. I'm the vault guy who has his vault.
You're the 30 frames guy.
That's right, 30 frames guy. Tossing one item back and forth to make vault space. I will say, thinking about it, the way I definitely want Destiny 2 to be the one that continues for a long time, and they make evolutions on that. Like I wanted Destiny 1 to be the game where I thought, okay, they're going to continue to make new worlds, new planets, new all this stuff for the next 5 or 6 years. But I get why they're not. Mm-hmm. I hope Destiny sequel, Destiny 2, is that game that makes us have all these next things for the next 10 plus years. Like it was a WoW kind of thing, right. Where it just kept getting iteration and evolved and you paid for DLC. That's fine with me. Like I would rather that over a span of 6 years than new sequels, because that's what we said, the brand thing, in the fatigue. I don't want them to release a new Destiny every 2 years, every 3 years.
I really think that comes down to the gameplay and the reasons to do what you're talking about, and until that's proven to me, meaning the reason they have to do this reset is because of what Destiny is. I'm not saying it's bad, but we have to shake off
the inventory problems,
the currencies, the grinds, the lessons learned, and I just am saying where you're going with that, I think it's a little early to say, let's make sure that we keep whatever they're doing too. I mean, the sentiment makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be great if it's well designed, perfectly, we can just go on for the next 7 years and not have to do some reset again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I'm also not against it. Per this discussion, I feel good about it.
Are you guys? It sounds like you're already talking about Destiny 3. I'm just talking about your character
but the idea
moving into Destiny 2.
Now we're predicting Destiny 3.
But it's a good point, right? How long will the next one last? Your characters and your whatever.
It's a 10-year life cycle, so after the 3 years for Destiny 3 or 4 years for Destiny 2 is up, we'll get Destiny 3.
Is it a 10-year
your
life
face
cycle?
Can be the same.
Yeah, but
for
I mean,
10 years.
Yeah. I mean, I think, again, this is going to be a franchise that's around for a long time. 10 years only? I mean, okay, they've said that again. That's up for debate, too.
Well, we'll see how it does. Yeah, as a franchise.
Yeah.
Maybe by the time maybe they royally screw up Destiny 3 somehow.
Okay.
No.
They
Anyway,
I get your point.
Yeah.
They've literally said it's a 10-year franchise at least. They didn't say they were going to can the game.
No.
Sorry, guys. You better get in while you can, man.
After 10 years,
it's over.
That's it. Off.
Exactly.
No, but I
am a huge success for them, obviously.
Yeah, I've been excited about it, and now just seeing this, it's the processing of just it all going away. Yeah, I'm a little bit okay, I know I have issues, but
I'm going to be relieved when they take everything away, because I don't know what they're doing with vault space, but I am anxious every time I sign on. I'm just anxious. Too. I'm like, is it in my postmaster? How many things are in my postmaster? Am I going to delete that level 400 thing I can infuse? All your postmasters are full at all times.
Oh, me too. I'm constantly managing my postmaster now. I'm freaking out about the Blue Engram specifically filling up and knocking something out. I actually had a really good actually it was the new. I really like the new because they balanced autos again, and I just have a counterbalance 0-day dilemma. It's a lot like Genesis Chain from the raid. But anyway, it was sitting in there. I didn't even know it. It was in one of my 3, and I found it. But that's the type of thing that's sitting in there sometimes that I haven't taken out yet.
Yeah.
And you might erase it. So
Yeah,
We need to get away from that Destiny.
It's really funny you bring that up because CJ played on my account recently, and he's like, "How do you have all these amazing rolls on these weapons?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "This is my problem.
Yeah.
Do I
Yeah.
delete the one with the God roll or the God roll?"
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's got like
exactly.
5.5.2 everything in 10 different configurations.
Yeah.
I'm like,
And I'm just like, I don't know what to get rid of. So yeah,
It
it's
will be
really
nice to
difficult.
break us of this curse, this addiction of saving all this stuff.
Vault
So.
Manager.
Well, I want to
as
be
it
able to
were.
play competitively. I'm excited about the reset. A little bummed that nothing's going to carry over, but I'm going to wait to see how they plan to award those veteran accounts with honors that reflect your Destiny 1 accomplishments.
Yeah.
Finally, they did say, we believe this is the best path forward. It allows us to introduce the major advancements and improvements that all of us expect from a sequel, ensuring it will be the best game we can create unencumbered by the past. We're looking forward to sharing more details with you later this year. For now, we will honor your legacy in the future.
And I think
For
that-
how?
Yeah,
Not now.
that's
Yeah.
the key word. I think unencumbered by the past. They obviously want to right some of those wrongs that they had in Destiny 1
Basically
because
just
of the
inventory stuff
yeah,
and
the evolution
storytelling.
of like the way they managed, gear and upgrading this. It's changed so much. There was like etheric light, and then there was, sapphire wire for hunters to do
I
your
still have
gear.
some.
Yep.
I do too. It's sitting in the vault. It's
Yeah.
like, ugh.
God.
Steven says to me, he's like, dude, you got a problem. He's like, do you have 3 year 1 ghosts that are just the white ones? I'm like, yeah. He's like, bro.
The same ones. Wow.
So-
I
I
had
have
that for a
one.
while too.
Yeah, I have my
When
original hunter
yeah.
armor that's like all light level 2.
Anyway, topic at hand.
Anyways,
They're trying to.
that's the reason why they need to redo it. There needs to be a redo with some of these things where they know that they've, the inventory management stuff and the way it's been for Destiny 1 has evolved. And I think they got a pretty good handle on what they're going to do for Destiny 2.
I alluded to this, I think, in episode 101 or whatever, but I actually think you guys are underestimating a little bit how much of a revamp it is. I just think in people's minds, you think, like, here's Destiny as we know it, and now we know you're going to get a Titan, a Warlock, and a... But I mean, in general, I don't even know, but I'm thinking...
Well, there will be those 3.
Yeah, we know there's at least those 3. But
Yeah.
I was just saying, like, I think in our mind's eye, we're like, yeah, they're going to fix some inventory problems in the vault, and, like, obviously...
No.
But
Not
man,
for the
there's
sequel.
so much more going on here. Obviously, I think so. I'm just excited about it. And like, remember, there's 3 studios confirmed to be working on this game.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be vastly different. I think
yeah.
Destiny 2 will be an RTS. And
Top down.
but
MMO.
It's gonna change Destiny. It's not gonna be the
It'll
same
be like
game.
StarCraft.
I mean, we've talked about it before on the show, but
Yeah.
I think the gameplay will feel right. It'll feel like a Bungie game,
Yes.
as you said prior.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's going to be different. The systems are going to be
Yeah.
different. What you're going for is going to be different. The storytelling is going to be different. They've learned what they need to from Destiny 1, and with like Luke at the helm, like he knows what he's doing. So.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
they all know what the players want now. So.
Yep. Yeah, I use this example as well in the past where I was like, we're also used to like loading in an orbit. I think
Yeah.
we need to get used to. Hopefully, the idea is like you load up on a freaking planet or wherever, and in that social space or whatever. And I just can't wait. Just that whole new progression, and I think there's just going to be a ton. I mean, I'm obviously very excited about it. I set myself up sometimes, but I really. It seems like we've spent a lot of time. We've had to wait a long time. So I just cannot wait to see it. I think we're a couple months away, hopefully, from just hearing a little bit. I still stand by April, May for some teaser. or whatever.
For the sequel.
Yeah. To hear a little more.
Yeah.
So awesome. We've got Triumph coming,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
with that out of the way, I think we're on the heels of it's coming.
E3. It's gotta be
And there's
E3.
so much going on now. They're now saying, right, there's going to be a Scorpio event before E3.
Wait, they did?
Yeah, Phil was saying basically that like
He said
was
they'll
either alluding.
consider it. I was on the unlocked
Sorry,
you're talking
alluding
about,
to it,
yeah.
right? I didn't
Careful.
say for sure. You're right. You're right. Alluding to it, but there have been rumors about that too.
Yeah.
But the point is, there's a lot going on. Call of Duty always gets revealed before E3. I think we talk about that a lot, but I think we're going to see something before E3.
He said E3 is going to be all games, though. So that's awesome.
I will say last thing, this kind of just primes the pump, for the floodgates to open. It's one
Yeah.
of those, stop that, Destiny.
Please
Look
make
at
a
you.
gif of that.
No. Anyways, they know that at least with this content, before the other stuff comes out, it's a nice way to it's not a distraction, but it's one of those like, hey, look over here, and then they can just kind of do their own thing a little bit in secrecy while they prep for E3.
Hey, look over here at this thing we worked on for a year.
We don't
I don't know if
coming.
it's quite that.
No, but it is one of those things.
It's a
where
very planned reveal.
It's a very planned reveal, and we've been talking about the roadmap for so long. Like every time we talk about the roadmap, I know you're still thinking of that.
I'm
like 10
last on the
seconds
prime
ago.
and the pump thing.
Whatever. Well, I just thought of the thing where somebody was made a GIF for the image of the update, the Activision update, and it's just this plumber guy sitting there, and it's like it's Activision, and he's like at a pump, and then there's all kinds of and
Leaks?
it's Bungie. Yeah, and he's like
I've
trying to
not
like
seen
clog
this.
the pipe. Anyways, I'll post it for you on Twitter.
Great.
Just for you, Fran.
Prime
Just
your
for you.
pumps, Guardian.
What was your
and
thought?
CJ can help you
I
out.
don't know.
man.
Because now you're making me laugh. I'm saying in general, I think it's nice to have this and a bit of the roadmap pre-3.
Yeah.
Get to do Destiny 1 stuff, have new content, and then it's not so much of like, you're terrible.
Like a what?
Almost there.
It's just
like a big
cue the extra. Guardians out? No. Yeah, I know Destiny 2 info is going to be coming tons after that April mark. As well,
Hopefully.
So.
Fran, any final thoughts?
No.
All right,
Too
then we're-
excited. I can't even think straight.
Then we're gonna wrap it up. We're
I gotta
good
go
at
prime my
priming
pump.
the
Get me out of
pump.
here.
Oh, whatever.
Yeah. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. We're going to wrap up the show now. That's your cue, Fran. You ready? Is there anything you want to talk about?
No, I'm ready to prime
right.
my pump, man. Let's go.
All right. Then on that note, until next time, Guardians out.